Tell me this. Are you one of these people who works out with the sole purpose of burning as many calories as possible per workout?
I'm retarded?
You may be. This is a touchy subject for me because I used to be one of these people. In fact, I still am. This is a really hard mindset to get out of. Like, I will grant you this. Everything that I'm about to tell you, that I'm about to get into, it's much easier said than done. And that's almost always the case. It's actually kind of redundant of me to point out that it's easier said than done. That's basically all lifestyle fitness advice. Pretty much everything in the world is easier said than done. I can go to the moon. Just get into a rocket. Fire flies out the back. It propels you into the air and just aim for the moon. That was very easily said. So, everything I'm about to say, easier said than done. But this is more about mindset than it is about the mechanics of burning calories and a good workout. But we have to get out of this mindset of I'm just trying to burn as many calories as possible, and that's why I do these really hard workouts. See, what made me start thinking about this was last week when I watched Fit for TV, that Biggest Loser thing that I saw, that documentary on Netflix about the Biggest Loser contestants. And just watching all the insane things that they were having them do. And it was all, I know why they were doing that. I know why they were making them do all the terrible things that they were making them do. Running on the treadmill, running on the beach, running through parking lots. Lots of running. So much running. And only eating 800 calories a day. Because they're trying to burn calories while simultaneously taking down the calories. Because in these people's minds, and in many other people's minds, and this might be your mindset as well, it's just all about burning calories. Just burn calories, burn calories, burn calories. Now, there's some validity to that. I'm not saying that calories don't matter. Calories matter, but if your focus is calories, if you're just trying to reduce down your calories, you can either A, run your guts out on a treadmill, put on a sweatshirt and some sweatpants to make yourself as hot as possible and sweat out as much water and sodium as possible, all the while feeling like you're going to throw up. Hey, you do lose weight when you throw up. You could either do that, or you could just eat less food. That's a possibility. You could just eat less food. Again, easier said than done. I hear people, well, Dan, it's hard not to eat. Yeah, I know. But isn't it harder to kill yourself on the elliptical for 30 to 45 minutes? By the way, eating less food takes less time too. It actually takes 0 time to eat less food. Just technically speaking. So you save time, you save energy. If again, if you just want to bring down your calories, you save time and energy if you just focus on your diet. Bring down the food. So that's the right way of bringing down your calories. Stop eating donuts. So why do we exercise then? What's the point of exercise? Oh, actually, one more note on the whole, I want to lend some validity to the whole burning calories thing. One of the reasons that we are, getting giant and fat in our current culture is because we're moving less. Like, movement is good. And one of the nice byproducts of movement is burning extra calories. But rather than trying to do it in one intense, crazy cardio session, it might be more productive to spread it out throughout the day. So for instance, take the stairs instead of the elevator. Park further away from the front of the store. If you're one of these people who circles the parking lot looking for the closest parking space that you can find, stop doing that. Just stop it. Stop that. That is like peak laziness, because it is more work mentally to have to go around and try and find the closest parking space possible, rather than just looking at all the empty slots, towards the back of the parking lot and just going for one of those. Like, it actually takes more work ultimately to be lazy than it is to just, park a little bit further away. So, park further away. You can burn a little more calories for that. Take up gardening or some kind of do-it-yourself project. Just something that gets you moving. Movement is good. We are designed to move. We're designed to be productive. We are not designed to sit on our big fat butts all day and do nothing. So, movement. The 10,000 step thing, that's why there's such a big emphasis on 10,000 steps. The point is movement. There's nothing magical about the 10,000 steps thing. It's just a nice round number that most people can reasonably hit. And you'll experience some pretty great health benefits if you're actually hitting 10,000 steps a day. I mean, that's a couple of walks and, walking around the store. Like, 10,000 steps isn't that much. But if you lead a mostly sedentary lifestyle, that 10,000 steps could be very significant. But if your goal is to just take down the amount of calories you're taking in, to burn more calories than you're taking in, that would be a far more productive way of doing it, rather than trying to knock it out in a cardio session. Here's the other problem with trying to knock it out with a cardio session, trying to, exercising to burn calories. When you're exercising to burn calories, well, let's just do the math. Now, these are really rough numbers. I didn't stop and actually do the math before I started recording this video. Maybe I should have. But there's a point that I'm trying to get across. The point will still land regardless of how far off the numbers are, within reason. Depending on your size, depending on how hard you work, depending on how much of a cardio session it was, you might burn, you could burn several hundred calories in a cardio session. Maybe three to 400. That would be quite a bit. A bigger guy who's sweating quite a bit, he might burn closer to maybe 400 or 500, maybe 600 calories. That's quite a bit of calories burned in one cardio session. And the smaller you are, the less calories you're going to burn. Not just because you're a smaller person and there's less calories to be burned, but because, every single movement that you make takes less energy. Small people don't have to put forth as much effort to do anything. Look at a giant overweight person trying to stand up from a couch, compared to a little skinny person running a mile. The fat person standing up from the couch just exerted more energy than the little tiny person running a mile. I think that might be an exaggeration, but you get what I'm saying. When you're carrying more weight around, it's going to increase the amount of calories, per cardio session. But let's say that it's a few hundred, about 300 calories in a cardio session. And then after you're done with this cardio session, you decide to go to Maverick and get one of those little chocolate milks. I love the chocolate milks. They're so good. They're so delicious. And they're the perfect recovery drink. Yeah, they're perfect for getting fat. If you're an elite level athlete and you're doing several training sessions a day and you're actually struggling to get the right amount of calories in to keep up with your workouts, yeah, a chocolate milk might be that might be called for. If you're not that, and most people aren't that, don't go for the chocolate milk. It's just tons and tons of calories, tons of sugar, tons of fat, not all that much protein. Skip the chocolate milks. In one of those chocolate milks, the little chocolate milks that I get from the Mavericks, you're gonna get, I think it's like 500 calories in one of those chocolate milks. So that means after that really hard cardio session that I just did, you know, the one that's gonna wipe me out for the rest of the night and probably carry over into the next day, I'm gonna be feeling it the next day. That cardio session that I just did to burn calories, well, I just drank all those calories back in about 30 seconds. Actually, more like 15 seconds. It's like 3 gulps, those little chocolate milks. That's a lot of calories packed into a small container, and I can down it real fast. Maybe you're not a gluttonous pig like me, and you can spread it out over, you know, like 2 minutes, those little tiny chocolate milks. That's just to say that it's really easy to eat those calories back. And after you get done with this really tough cardio session that you just did, again, with the purpose of burning calories, you probably will eat it back. You're going to be ravenous. You'll be so hungry after that really hard weightlifting session or cardio session. Weightlifting can be cardio, depending on how high the reps are and how low the weight is. Just because you're using weights, that doesn't necessarily make it a strength training workout. Hey, if you're enjoying the video, and I understand that's a big if, but if you're enjoying it, please leave a like and a comment. If you're not enjoying the video, still leave a comment. The more sarcastic, the better. If you feel like you need a little more personalized coaching, DM me on Instagram at American_Fitnocrat. If you don't have Instagram, send a raven. So, stop working out with the intention of burning calories. It's a fool's errand. It's fool's gold. It's not going to work. I'm almost certain it's not going to work. Spend more of your time on diet. So, why do we work out then? That's the big question. You're not doing it to burn calories like you always thought you were. Why are you working out then? What's the point of the exercise? What's the point of strength training? Why do I care so much about strength training after going on that big long diatribe about not doing it to burn calories? Well, there's 4 distinct reasons I can think of that you would work out. Strength training specifically. But this can apply to other folks working out. Hair. That's a problem with growing a mustache. You start to get more hair in your mouth. Then you have to carefully groom it to try and keep it out. Whatever. I won't go down that rabbit hole. What was I talking about? Oh, yes. The 4 reasons I can think of that we work out. So the first one is to build muscle. I guess you could say strengthen your body in general, but I'm gonna divide that into 2 separate categories. The first one is to build muscle. That's why we strength train. Strength training is specifically for building muscle. And when you build muscle, you improve your mobility. You make your body stronger overall. There's a lot of benefits to building muscle. Just being stronger, being able to move, being able to lift things. You know, if you've got all these aches and pains, those might go away after you get into a good strength training regime. If do you have back pain? Do you sit a lot and you've got terrible back pain, either upper back pain or lower back pain? Start lifting, start strength training. You might find that back pain goes away once you get onto a strength training program. So that's the first reason. Build strength, get stronger, build muscle. It's like body armor. It's like built-in body armor when you build muscle. The second reason, and maybe this one should have been first because it's quite important. Your cardiovascular health, your heart and your lungs. Your heart beats, 100,000 times a day. Boom, 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 boom. Every time it does that, it's pumping blood through your body. You can go, I read this the other day and I thought it was actually a really interesting point. You can go about 2 to 3 weeks without food. You could go about 3 days without water. You can only go about 3 minutes without oxygen. Oxygen is what's keeping us alive from moment to moment. Food and water keeps us alive day to day, but oxygen is keeping us alive minute to minute. So oxygen is pretty important. And the way you get oxygen throughout your body is through your heart and your lungs. you want to have a strong heart and lungs. So that's why you would do a cardio session, not to burn calories, not to sweat, although there are some benefits to getting a good sweat on. But first and foremost, you're strengthening your heart and your lungs. The third reason that we might exercise, well, to learn a skill or to learn a sport. You know, life gets stale and you need to keep your brain active. You always need to be learning something. You know, the smartest people are the ones who are always, who are kind of curious, and they're always learning new things. The hobbyists, the people who are always trying new classes. They like to sign up for different classes, like the dance classes or the jiu-jitsu or boxing or taking part in some kind of a sport. These people are usually much more mentally healthy, and it's just fun to learn a new skill. And that's the fourth reason. The fourth reason is just for the pure enjoyment of movement, just for the enjoyment of being able to use your body to do whatever you want with it, to go climb a mountain, to beat up another person within the confines of a boxing ring with a certified coach or ref there watching, of course. Don't. I'm not advocating going out and starting a fight on the street. But the point is that the better you get at movement, the more agile you become, the more mobile you become, the more you can enjoy life. It adds spice. It adds more meaning to life, being able to do things like that. So, why do we exercise? Build muscle, improve our cardiovascular health, learn a new skill, and to improve our standard of living. That's why we exercise. Not to burn calories. Get out of that mindset. Again, if you want to if you just want to take in less calories, or if you want to burn calories, just eat less food. It's much easier and it's much better. Now, that takes a lot of work itself, and we'll talk about things like that in future videos about diet and how to organize your diet, how to have a good diet, what should you be eating. You know, that's not a contentious topic, diet, nutrition. There's pretty universal agreement in the health and fitness community about what people should and shouldn't eat. I can't even say it with a straight face. We'll talk about it. I'll talk about my own feelings about diet and nutrition. Suffice it to say, though, that's where calories come into play, not in your workouts. You'll find your workouts to be far more enjoyable and far more straightforward when you have a clearer idea of why you're doing it. I mean, if it's to burn calories, then yeah, just do what people on Biggest Loser, just do what the people on Biggest Loser do. And yeah, just kill yourself in the gym. Almost all of those people, like virtually every single one of them, gained the weight back because of course they couldn't keep that up. So please don't make the same mistake that countless people have made and work out to burn calories. Work out to build muscle, improve your cardio, learn a new skill, or just improve your standard of living. Anyways, that's all I've got for today. Thank you for listening. Hey, tell me, have you ever heard someone say something like, oh, fitness isn't everything? Don't listen to that communist gobbledygook. Take pride in your body, take pride in your fitness, and let me help you along the way. Follow me at American_Fitnocrat on Instagram. And if you'd like some personalized coaching, DM me.